Thought I'd make a quick little video for you if you've got zucchini and summer squash coming in fast and furious like I do. What do you do with it? Well, welcome to my 1980s crock pot and 1980s countertop, and we'll show you how. So the basic ingredients are zucchini, summer squash. I've got some carrots there, onion, garlic, little honey, some bouillon, bay leaves, pepper, and I've got some tomatoes coming out of my ears right there. So some of those that are over ripening in the bowl will be going in. And the base of the soup is V8 juice. So this is a really good soup to freeze. I put it in quart jars and I freeze it, and it's really good with crusty bread. It's good to add leftover pasta just before you reheat a portion, or if you've got some leftover chicken or cooked chicken, or I've had it with ground beef, sausage, whatever. You can put whatever you want in it, but this is the basic soup that I make, and then add to it if I find something else in the fridge that might go. I wouldn't put anything strong like broccoli in there. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't really like it. So usually when I eat it, I put a little Parmesan on the top of it, and it's so good. Anyway, I'm gonna chop this stuff up and put it in the old crock pot over here and show you when I'm done. Okay, hold your horses. Okay, phase two of the operation. I've washed the squash and cut it up and cut up the carrots. I did not bother to seed the squash because they were young squash and the seeds are tender and small and they don't bother me. But if you get one of those giant zucchinis, I would suggest you, or even, summer squash, if you cut it open, you don't like the size of the seeds or whatever, I would just remove that section of the squash before you put it in the soup. So this will probably be too much for my crock pot, so I'll just keep some and saute it for supper or something like that. I've covered the bottom of the crock pot with onions and bouillon cubes. Those are 3 bouillon cubes, but one of them fell apart, so it looks like 4. This chicken bouillon, usually I like to use the Knorr little, they're kind of like pods, sort of a gelatin type bouillon, but they've been hard to find since the vid, so this is what I have. And if you wanted to use vegetable bouillon, I'm sure that would be fine. You can just substitute really anything for your taste or dietary restrictions, that kind of thing. So for the V8 juice, I'm just using the original. Of course, you can use the low sodium version. You can use a store brand vegetable juice, whatever. I just happened to get that because it was on sale. And I also mentioned honey as an ingredient, and I like that because it cuts down a little bit on the acid, and anything tomatoey is a little acidic for me, so that just takes a little bit of the edge off, makes the soup a little bit sweet. So it's good, but maybe I should worry about how much garlic I'm putting in, but for the acid thing. But oh, I know it looks huge, but I'm saying it's maybe 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, which it just can't be too much garlic for me, just saying. So I will assemble the rest of this and then show you about how much V8 juice I'm going to put in and go from there. Okay, so I have this on reserve. I probably could have fit it in, but and then I've got about 1.5 inches left in the jug of V8 juice. I didn't use it all, and that's the level. I'm going to say about 1 inch down from the the rim of the crock pot. I put the squash in about to the handles, the top of the handles, and then put everything else in. I put about a quarter, well, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of ground black pepper, a tablespoon of honey, 2 bay leaves, a copious amount of garlic, V8 juice, onions, zucchini, summer squash, bouillon. I'm not going to add the tomatoes until this is cooked a bit, because there won't be anything left of them. So I'm going to put the lid on, plug this baby in, turn it on, and come back with a progress report. Okay, we're at about the 2-hour mark. Ooh. And I've stirred it a few times. In between trying to install a wireless printer on my laptop, only to find it's not a wireless printer. I don't know, don't ask. Everything's getting a little bit soft. I've had this thing on high, so close it back up and see how long it takes. We're at hour 3 and everything's looking really good. I'm gonna put it down onto low now and add the tomatoes. Excuse the excellent camera work. I'm doing this one-handed here. I had about I had about 6 little glacier tomatoes. They're it's about twice the size of a cherry tomato, and then a couple of plum aroma tomatoes. And I've added those, and I think I'm going to leave the lid off to let it thicken up a little bit / evaporate, and see how long that takes. I'll probably just crack the lid. I think I'll put the lid on and put it on because it's a tomato product, so you know how they can not behave, splash and what have you. Okay, well, you don't need to see that. Okay, so I did want to mention that you don't have to make this in a crock pot. I just normally do because I can put it in there and just go off and leave it and do other stuff. But of course you can make it on the stovetop, and I've made it on the stovetop. You just have to watch it. It does cook faster, obviously. So you can, I guess, pick your weapon. Okay, it's been about 5 hours now. It's thickened up pretty good. And I think I'm going to call it good. I'll taste it and see what else it needs. And come back, show you the finished product. Can't wait. It's like molten lava right now, so I'm going to have to put some in a little dish and cool it a little bit before I can taste it. It's lava. Also, if I had any, at this point when the soup is just really done, I would add fresh spinach leaves or frozen thawed spinach that's been chopped up. But I don't have either of those things. So, oh, there's my cat beeping. He makes like beep noises. Anyway, that's it for now. And we'll be back. And here's the finished soup. Thanks for watching.